Okay, and we're COMP2068, and this is week 3, lesson 3, part 3. And we're talking about, we were just finishing talking about how to create our, use Impress.js API to make our a simple game, our simple interactive fiction game, right, which we're going to be creating for assignment number 1. But some of you are like, okay, I want to make this game, but I want to map it out. How do I map it out? I want to kind of include this. This is part of your documentation. Well, there's a couple of sites you can go to. One of them is called, if you go to this site called bubble.us, right? You can start brainstorming, right? And what brainstorming looks like is like this. Right, so I kind of click on, I want to start brainstorming when it starts off. And if you notice it says start here, right? So I'm going to just pull it up so you guys can see it a little bit. And my start is going to be, maybe I'm going to do the whole dragon idea because that's my dragon, right? You know, you enter a cave, so dark cave, right? And then you can go left or right, right? And then from there, right, with the dark cave going left or right, you can click on this little button here, this new child bubble, right? That takes you down here, and you can say, okay, so this is my left cave. I haven't done anything with this one. I'm also going to do another little child bubble called right cave, right? So there's left cave and right cave. So this is where I start off my decision tree, right? Now for my left cave, maybe what inside the left cave itself, I see, you know, the red dragon. This is the bad cave to go in. So red, sleeping, or maybe we'll make it a young little dragon, right? So young, red dragon. And we'll say it's sleeping. You can put in as much detail here as you want, but I recommend just kind of an update, like a little shorthand, right? And now there's a couple of choices you're going to get here. You can try and sneak over tail, right? Or sneak across treasure. Right? So a couple of options, right? Again, you can put as little as much as you want. So this is sneak across tail, if I can spell. And over here it says, hey, by the way, you haven't logged in yet. Do you want to do this? I'm going to say, don't share this again. I'm okay. And then it says, sneak across treasure. Now again, you can do this. I would recommend you sign up if you're going to use this little service. It's free, right, to sign in. So a couple of options here. Well, if I sneak across the tail, right, I can continue. If you notice, I haven't touched the right cave yet, right? And again, I can create this. This is the first decision level. This is the second decision level. See how it's colored? This is the third decision level. Now, both paths are death, right, after this. So if I wanted to finish off my game, it would be like this. The first one for this one, for sneak across tail, right? 2 options when you sneak across tail. As you get closer, you can try and pick up the sword. We'll say rusty sword. Okay, pick up rusty sword. Or, you know, you can continue sneaking. Which one do you want to take, right? So we'll go to these 2 options, right? So here's outcome 1. So sneak, get rusty sword, right? Death in the form of tail smash, right? Smash you to pieces, right? And then, you know what? Let's do over here, right? Outcome 2. And you're going to continue sneaking. Death in the form of, what should we call it, dragon bite. Because he wakes up, Yeah, whatever, you know. As you can see, I've got a couple of outcomes already that are death, and I got a couple of other outcomes up here that I haven't explored yet, right? Again, you can make this is one tool you can use. We call this mind mapping or brainstorming, right? This is a tool. I'm going to leave this one now. I'm going to go to another one for you. So you can use that one if you like it. You can also go to another one. It's free online again, if I can get to it. It's called Mindmeister.com. Mindmeister. And one day when it responds, I'll be able to get there. I'll wait till that happens, right? But again, bubble.us, Mindmeister will work eventually when our internet kicks back in. If you're someone if you're a local Mac user and you want to download some mind mapping software, and if you want to pay for it, they were kicked in for a second. I'll go back in a second to that. There's a bunch of things you can use. You can use OmniGraffle if you want to use. If you're a person who wants to use Visio, you can use Visio on the PC if you're interested in doing that. But the Mac has some really cool tools as well. It's called MindNode Pro. And MindNode Pro, I'm going to kind of kick off a new document. And here's my mind map here for my new document. And again, it'd be the same thing. This is like, you know, I can start off. Now it would look a little different because I'm going to start off in the first cave, right? And then you can go left or right, right? So choices are left or right, right? And left or right. And if I want to add in kind of a space, I believe I have to put in it. Or is it an option? Yes, it is. Left or right. Right, so here it is, left or right. If I add another node, right, this new node, I can go, here's my left node, and you get the picture, right? And here's my right node. And from there you can continue, like we did earlier, right? Same idea, right? And by the way, this is all flexible, so I can put it on this side, and then from there I have two different paths that I can take, right? Again, mind mapping software or brainstorming software, this is called MindNode for the Mac, right? No. This is stuff that's built in for that you have to buy, but Mindmeister works pretty good. I can get started with Mindmeister, right? If I actually get to it. And again, what you can do is if you go with the free trial, basic, right? You can use the basic way of doing that, or you can sign in. So here I'm going to use sign up. I already have an account, so I can sign in. All right, I believe my is this. Not really. Here, I'll remember me on this computer. And I've kind of kicked off an example website here, so let's just open it up. Now you can. It looks very similar to the same thing. Here's your website. And again, I can move this around and play with it the same way that I played with MindNode. It's free, so again, I can say, in here would be, you know, a right node, right, as an example, and this is left node, and then from there I can add additional nodes, right? And the great thing is, really, what you can do is you can drag and drop. I can make it smaller or bigger, and I can, if you watch how the things work out, I can add additional levels to this, just like I normally would. Okay, so I'm not going to go into it. Again, there's just a couple tools that I recommend, right? So here would be my right node, and my right node has a couple of choices. You can go maybe to the right cave. I'm just making it up again. Or, you know what, in the right cave, you have another choice. You can go over a tunnel. Follow me here, right? So that you can actually design your path this way as well. Go back here, add another node, left cave, and the left cave, this goes over a tunnel, over a bridge. Sorry, over a bridge, and this one would go. And the other option is from the right cave, you can go inside a tunnel, right? And my left cave, I'm just making this up by the way, and the left cave now, this is all from the right node, right? The left cave will go through a curvy tunnel, and we'll continue to show you what I'm doing here. This would be up a dark staircase, right, and so on. Right. So what you're doing is you're creating your path, right, for your game before you've coded anything, right? Why would I want to do this? Actually, this is the same if you're making a website. Replace these things, this left node and right node, and all that kind of stuff, with products, services, projects, shop, whatever. And each of these subnodes, as an example, would be things like other pages that would link to these pages. It's the exact same thing. Before we build our page, we want to kind of map out our sitemap, so to speak, right? Sitemap. If you have access to Visual Studio 2012, right, and I do here on the system, it comes bundled. I'm just going to close this down for a second. It comes bundled with another little tool that you could use that I recommend, which isn't bad. If you've got PowerPoint, I'm using Windows 8, and I haven't installed any other Office product, so I can't use this. But if you go to Visual Studio, and there's 2015. I was trying to see where is 2012 for us now. If you go to Visual Studio 2012 or tools for Visual Studio 2012, right, as an example, it comes with this PowerPoint presentation that you can use, and it's called PowerPoint Storyboard. So if you look on your site there, as an example, in front of you, like for example on your the school computer, they might still have Visual Studio 2012 as well. I'm not sure if they do, right? But if they do, you can always download something called Visual Studio, a PowerPoint Storyboard that comes with your version of Visual Studio 2012. And actually, it gives you like a little drag and drop interface to do that. So you can actually drag and drop a sitemap. The other thing to do is if you have access again to a Mac, and again there's a lot of Mac tools for this kind of stuff because traditionally Macs have been used in many ways to do brainstorming and stuff like that, but you can actually download similar tools for you. You want to create a sitemap. A sitemap is almost exactly what we're doing here, right? And there's different ways to do that. One way, and on the Mac, again, Mac I have a balsamic mockups. And I was just doing a mockup yesterday, so you're going to see some of my mockups for this one site I was demonstrating yesterday. You can actually do a sitemap. So if I go to all and I scroll across here, it actually does site mapping as well. Here's a sitemap, right? And the sitemap is it's actually drag and drop. So I'm going to kind of drag down here so it's out of the way. And did I make? I messed it up. That's okay. But what I can do is I can drag and drop this sitemap on here, and what it can do is it can actually start doing the same kind of thing that you normally would see. Give myself some space here. By here we go. I do the same idea. What I've been doing this whole time is creating a type of sitemap where you can do again the same thing, where you have, instead of home, products, and so on, and if you notice that's the way it works, with one dash being the main links and two dashes being the sublinks, right? I can go first cave, right, and the first link will be left cave, and maybe another one right cave, and then maybe some sublinks for the left cave, like again over a bridge and into a dark tunnel, and so on. And when I go back, it kind of creates that whole structure, right? Visio does the same kind of idea, right? Again, what do we want to do here? We want to plan before we do something, right? When we build our video game, I want you to do the same kind of thing. I want you to plan what your video game is going to look like. So we're going to do our start screen. We're going to draw out the path, the states that the game is going to have, right? And what it does, how we can create our video game, so our arcade game, and we're going to map it out like this. We're also going to do a little bit of a sketch to kind of understand what the game does. What can we do with the game? So again, balsamic is another way you can do it, or a Visio. I'm going to pause this one here as well.